Warning: this podcast may contain explicit content. Parental approval advised. Welcome to another episode of Speed Limit Podcast. Our guest today is a level 16 mage, and he's the guild leader of Wasabi. So please welcome Tectonic.
It says, you give a poor man a fish and you feed him for a day. You teach him to fish. You give him
Hello.
Hey, what's up?
Hey man, how's it going?
Pretty good. How are you?
You're good. So, what are you up to, man?
Doing the calling quests for some of the guildies, finishing them up before it gets too hectic out in Siltus.
I know, right? I haven't done that on my main yet, so what's that? Like how much? Like how long is the chain quest on that?
I think it's only a few elite quests that you have to go to each hive and get a glyph. But I think you just have to go to each hive and go through it once, and then I don't think it's that long.
Oh yeah, that's it. Pretty much, it's just like just a few quests.
Yeah, it's you go to each hive and get a glyph from each hive, and I think you get a brain from each hive too.
Oh, I see.
And then it'll give you the quest for the calling.
And those requires for you to kill just like mini elite scarabs or bugs and stuff. Or...
Yeah, one of them will require you to go to each hive, and then you'll have to go in the hive and get the glyph for each one, and then you'll have to kill bugs, and they randomly drop the brain. Could be your first kill, could be like your 20th.
I see.
Yeah, but once you get the calling, it's gonna be kind of hard to do once all the alliance and everything's out there tomorrow.
So right now you're just helping everyone out.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get ready for AQ. I'm trying to get the guildies to finish this quest so they can get that NR piece that they need, and I'm also farming some last minute stuff I need for the guild for AQ.
Yeah, man. So, are you guys gonna go straight right to AQ40, right away, or are you guys gonna start in AQ20 and get all the stuff you need? And
well, for the first couple of weeks, we'll do AQ20 because the gates won't be open till like I think August. So we'll definitely be doing AQ20 while we're waiting for AQ to open. Once it opens, we'll definitely be in there.
sure. Oh, that's right. Yeah, I forgot about that. I thought they. I thought the thing that you can't do when this whole thing starts is just banging the gong, but I forgot that's part of the AQ40 when it starts. Because
Yeah, and then some of the guilds have gotten together and like they nominated some people who are going for Scarab Lord.
sure,
So
yeah,
they're trying to all bang the gong at the same day
sure, yeah.
so that they can get a Scarab Lord in their guild.
That's they have like 10-hour window, right, before they can finish up the quest and bang the gong, right? Or
Correct.
yeah, right,
Yeah.
10 hours or
There's
something.
another Discord. I believe Dia.
Mm-hmm.
She's helping like manage all the alliance and horde guilds that want to get a Scarab Lord.
Mm-hmm.
So I think here, let me look it up real quick.
Yep.
Yeah, so the plan is July 28th, the event starts. And then all the nominations for Scarab Lord are locked in. August 4th is the start of week 2. At this point, the war effort should be about 40% done.
Mm-hmm.
The second lockout means first wave of Scarab Lords have both lockouts available. August 11th is the start of week 3. This should be the final week for Carapace farming.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll allow each faction about 8 or so Scarab Lords if all the bugs are farmed. And then August 13th, the war effort is finished. And then 5 days for the mats to be delivered to Silithus. and then August 18th is when we plan on ringing the gong.
That's cool, man. I like that whole collaboration thing. Um, I think I remember back in vanilla we never had that kind of stuff. I think they just uh, kind of raced to it and who got it first. Of course, it probably like
Yeah,
maybe like help from people here and there, but it's nothing like collaborated like this. It's pretty insane.
no, yeah, back in the day it was just whoever got there first and then rang the gong.
Mm-hmm.
This time it's being collaborated a little bit better, but we'll see if everyone sticks to the
To the
agreed
plan.
upon terms.
Sure, yeah. Well, yeah, that's the weight right there. And in terms of alliance, um, trying to help each other too. Are you communicating, or is somebody communicating in alliance side to see what kind of materials they can bring in and stuff like that? Because
Yeah,
it takes both sides, right, to kind of collaborate and.
we're collaborating with with the alliance too. So it looks like they have, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, about 16 nominees that they want to be Scarab Lord.
Mhm.
And then the Horde has 2, 4, 6, 8, 11, or 9, sorry. So they have 16 people they want to get to Scarab Lord. We have 9, but we're definitely talking to them and trying to get the gates open at the same time. So,
Sure, yeah.
you know,
Yeah, yeah, man. Everybody wants that mount. Well, I shouldn't say people. I mean, I want that mount, but I'm not. I just don't care enough to work hard for it, and just
yeah, it's a lot of farming. I've looked up all the. You definitely need your guild behind you and your guild to help you out.
sure, yeah.
But it's more. I want to do it more because I want my guild to like get the experience of doing those quests and stuff.
Oh, for sure, man. I'm gonna be helping out as much as I can, really, with this thing. And one of the main reason I couldn't I couldn't really make it into our main raid is that I, I started on my ranks with speed limit, and um, I think it's too late now to kind of work on my stuff just to get back into the main raid. But who knows? Maybe I'll work on it later on after a few days, and we'll see if
Yeah,
they even get me into into the flex
yeah.
raid part or something.
Well, you guys, I think you guys have a few raids going, and you guys should probably have 2 solid raids going into AQ after. I know for you guys have one main raid, but I know you guys have other enough members to raid.
Yeah, yeah, that's what happened before BWL. We treated it the same way when Momo was still in the guild. Um, we had the main raid to go in there for maybe a couple of weeks or 3 weeks until people in there who have halts got used to it, and then so after that we started our second raid, and it was fine the first run, but then the second time it was better, and so forth. Just
Yeah,
it's pretty cool,
yeah.
man.
I think that's how most guilds approach it: is they take their best into one raid, and then they get it down, and then especially AQ, it's going to be a lot harder, a lot more, a lot different than what people have used to be raiding.
Yeah, man.
Um, I think it's a lot easier now, that classic's going around again, and you have a lot more information for the boss fights and stuff, but it's still going to be kind of difficult, I think.
Sure. Yeah. Did you played vanilla, right? I assume.
Yeah,
What server?
Illidan.
Illidan. Okay. I played in Argent Dawn,
Oh,
and
nice.
I think I remember only one person who got that Scarab Lord in Alliance
Yeah,
side.
we had one person I think that locked it out for other people, which hopefully that doesn't happen this time going around.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, everybody's prepared now, so it's like back then it was everything was unexpected. You don't even know what's going on. Now you can even look it up on what you need in terms of materials and the stuff you gotta turn in. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of crazy the information you have going into it the second time. I
Yeah, yeah.
mean, you didn't have all this information back in the day, so it's kind of like had to figure it out by yourself, and that was a lot harder.
Yeah, yeah. And in your guild, Wasabi, do you do you guys have main raiders too and second raiders? What?
So we formed two raid groups. I don't like calling them, main and secondary.
Sure,
We
sure.
call them Sushi and Saki.
Oh, cool. That's nice.
So we have Team
Mm-hmm.
Sushi and Team Saki. Team Sushi does like weekday raids.
Mm-hmm.
Team Saki does like weekend raids.
I see.
So whoever fits into wherever they can go. Sometimes people will move around if they can't make it that weekend, then they raid during the weekday or something like that.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. That's the reason why I joined Scarab. It was Scarab then because of their second raid was the schedule is really really promising. It sounds really promising, and the fact that
Yeah,
yeah,
it's been a little hard because people have been getting kind of bored with the without the expansion coming out.
mm-hmm.
So a lot of people have been like stopping playing and stuff like that because they got kind of bored.
Oh yeah.
But
Have you talked to like any of the people that kind of quit and what they said about it was specifically boring part of the game that they thought it was not worth playing or anything like
well,
that?
they just felt like they'd done everything, or they're waiting for the next content to come out,
Oh, I see.
or there's less stuff to grind.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but a lot of them are coming back, I think, for AQ.
I see.
Um, but we actually absorbed most of Utopia to fill in the spots we were hurting for.
Mm-hmm.
And they've been a good fit for our guild. Everybody seemed to mesh pretty easily, and so they filled our spots pretty well. So
Cool.
we've been able to keep full raids going.
Yeah, I've had some things with Utopia. It's not bad. It's just it. I'm kind of glad this happened actually because I found out that one of their members was kind enough to send me a message back, and we resolved it. It was it was that um, when I was in on my speed limit in BRD. This is nothing like I'm talking bad or anything like that. I'm actually praising this guy that this actually he did this right. I forgot his name. He's a rogue, but I was in a I was in a group with him looking for BRD, and I was on my speed limit, and I think we were trying to find some like another DPS, right, or a healer or something, and waiting for an hour. This was like during Father's Day too, and I was like, oh, it's Father's Day, I can play like all night. Because my wife was like, okay, you can have your night or whatever. So I was pretty excited with it, and uh, when when we found a tank or a healer, just another person to fill our 5 man. Been waiting for 1 hour or something, and I got into flying to Siri Gorge to go into BRD, and we got in there, and this guy was just like, sorry, my friend came on. I have to kick you out. I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, what? Why? Because he just logged on.
Yeah,
So I'm like, oh man, I was so pissed. I was so mad. Just
yeah,
wait,
that's not good.
cause waiting for an hour. Yeah, I mean, I understand. He wants to play with his game with his friend. I've done that back in the day too, but like doing that now, it's not good.
No,
Even
yeah, for sure.
even my friend logs in. If I was on a situation, I would be like, dude, we're full. We'll run next time. But in this situation, I was so mad and they logged out, and I actually uh, mailed uh, the GM of Utopia, saying, I was, of course, I was like very nice and telling him about what happened. I was just kind of warning him to kind of keep an eye on the guy to
Yeah,
see.
that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've had to get used to kind of some of our rules that we have,
Mm-hmm.
but they seem to adjust pretty well. They've made some mistakes and stuff. They were, I believe, they weren't raiding much, or they were filling in with other guilds to fill raids. But
Yeah.
um, So I think a lot of them didn't know rules like that,
Hmm.
or rating etiquette, I guess. But I think they've gotten a lot better once they've joined Wasabi. They read over our rules and we tell them how we do things, and they kind of just fill in the spots, and they do a good job at it. So I
Yeah,
think they've definitely improved as people.
yeah, I think they're fairly new. So, and the crazy thing about that was like a couple of days later, the guy who kicked me mailed me back and apologized and actually gave me some gold. So I was pretty happy with that. So that
Yeah,
didn't waste my time. That didn't waste my time. So I'm like, I was pretty
yeah, especially
impressed. So
wasting an hour of your time. That's not cool.
yeah, but after that, I was just like, oh, these guys are cool. I guess he knows that he fucked up and they apologize. So that's kind of makes me want to play this game more because I kind of I was hoping for more people like that type of person. Even if they know that they fuck up and they just apologize right then. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I think we have a pretty good crowd in DV Delight as far as players go. You know, a lot of people are understanding, and as long as you talk to them reasonably, there's a community that is meant, to keep it like. There's certain people in the community like Dia and Pompeii and certain people that keep the peace in between the servers. So
Yeah,
um, those are always good players to have in the server.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I could have let it go for on my part, but it was just bad. But whatever, that's resolved. Something that I just thought about because Utopia kind of rung a bell and was just like, oh, those guys, okay.
Yeah, we didn't absorb their whole guild. We took a lot of their 60s
Hmm.
that wanted to raid more and didn't get a chance to. So they're still alive, I think, but they don't have as many members.
I see. I see. So
But
how? Go ahead.
go
Sorry.
ahead. No, go ahead. Sorry.
So how active are you guys on in your raiding? Do you raid every week? MC, BWL, ZG.
Yeah, we have a pretty tight schedule. So Wednesday, Team Sushi raids. We do MC, BWL, and Oni all on the same day, and then we uh, we used to raid. We opened up Thursday for AQ, so that's
Okay.
kind of where we pushed everything in one day.
Okay.
So we raid Wednesdays and Thursdays. Um, Team Saki raids Friday and Saturday, and then we'll do like CG on Mondays and Sundays.
Sundays. This is a whole scheduling thing. Is this part of your kind of quote unquote job as being a guild leader? You're the guild leader, right?
I am,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. Along with the other officers, they definitely helped me out. But yeah, I made this guild with my brother and his fiance.
Yeah.
And we just wanted to build like a tight knit community. Um, there's definitely more hardcore players out there than us, but we like to, compete as well. And yeah, we take it pretty seriously with raids. We use group calendar to sign up online so people can tell us who's attending and who's not. We can kind of have an idea of who's going to show up.
Yeah.
But
No.
yeah, we schedule them probably like 2 months in advance,
Hmm.
and then that way people can know when they can make it, when they can't, and stuff like that. And we try to take holidays into account so that we don't want to schedule a raid on like a holiday.
Sure.
we
Yeah.
know it's we know it's going to be like light that weekend or something. We're trying to move it around or something.
Yeah, it makes sense. And with the calendar, we have the same thing to the calendar. And do you ever notice that a lot of people or some people out there that don't sign up but they still show up to raid and expect invites and stuff like that?
Yeah, but for most part, they're pretty good. If I explain to them like, look, you weren't signed up or I'm already full. Um, we used to do standby DKP, but now I think people have just been more understanding, especially because we have two raid groups. It gives them another chance to sign up for the week and go at another raid if they can't attend one of the raids that we were having.
Now, explain what the stand-up DKP is. Is that something different? That's
Standby. Well, we use a DKP system, so
Mhm.
essentially the way we do loot, you get points for attending raid
Mhm.
and killing bosses, and then all the items that drop have a set value for DKP.
Okay.
So like let's say someone wasn't able to attend a raid, but they're online. Let's say like we're full, and but someone showed up to come to raid.
Okay.
As long as they're online, they're still earning the points that everyone else has earned.
Oh, okay. Huh.
Yeah, as long
That's
as there is.
that's interesting.
Yeah, just because I don't like to leave people out. So like if you came on and you're ready to go and you know you wanted to come and we just don't have the room for you,
Mhm.
I don't want them to feel left out, or they could still earn the points that they would have if they would have came. You know.
Now, will this apply to every guild members, including you, at all? And has this happened to you? Like you were late one time and they didn't bring you in, you had to kind of wait, or
I've only missed one raid ever, and that's because I had an appointment somewhere.
Mhm.
I've attended every single raid that we've held,
No,
but
nice.
no, it's never affected me. But it has helped others before.
Sure, yeah.
And we plan on running something similar for AQ because we know everyone's not going to be able to go into AQ.
Mhm.
So it just kind of keeps everyone involved and have a piece of of themselves in the raid
Mhm.
if they can't be a part of the raid.
Yeah, that makes sense actually, because it would be something that, I mean, they'd probably still want to go, but if they can't, and
Yeah,
yet
and
you have that
it's
process, yeah, that makes sense.
yeah, and it's my job as as guild leader. Like I gotta create opportunities for everyone to go to these raids. So
Huh.
um,
That's really nice. That's really interesting. I like that.
yeah, I mean, it's, everyone wants to be at the end game content, but not everyone can, be there at the same time. So until we get that second group going or something like that, we're gonna do everything we can to like make everyone feel included.
Now, if there's a new guild members that just joined, and he or she just rated that first day, will he get the points right away, or do you wait until certain weeks or certain day before they
We
get the points?
Yeah, so we give points the same day.
Mm-hmm.
If you came and raided with us, you earn points with us. But we do have a rule to prevent people from like joining for 1 week and getting loot.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so you're a trial member until you raid with us one complete week.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're a trial member, meaning it's your first run with us, um, other members have priority of over loot over you.
Mm-hmm.
So as long if no one needs it, you're welcome to get it. But your first week raiding with us, the members have a priority over you in loot.
That makes sense. It's kind of like Loot Council, but it has the same concept where we bring new people in, and they can roll on the item, but of course they're gonna be talked about in Loot Council, where it doubtfully it's gonna go to the person unless nobody needs it at all. So it's kind of the same concept.
Yeah, for sure. Um, yeah, we didn't do loot council, even though a lot of people like it.
Mhm.
I think a lot of my members joined the guild essentially when there was a bad taste in their mouth from loot council. I guess like when Scarab was back then.
Sure, sure, yeah.
Um, but we kind of have like a hybrid system with some of the like important pieces like Drake Fang Talisman get loot counseled, but like most items are DKP, and I think people knowing where the pieces are going or knowing where they stand
Hmm.
kind of helps them a lot. It doesn't distribute loot 100% effectively, but it definitely rewards those people that show up and are constantly here,
Hmm.
and everyone kind of knows where they stand, so there's no real surprises. I haven't had many uh, loot issues besides maybe three or so
Hmm.
that really hurt the guild or anything like that. but
And
we've been fortunate to have the people understand our system and accept it.
yeah, you guys have been around forever, so that's pretty good, man. I mean, saying that it's just, I've seen a lot of guild that are, kind of disband, and I don't know what the issues are, but you guys have been kind of around,
Yeah, it
so.
takes a lot of work. I mean, definitely takes a lot of work to keep majority of people happy. You can't keep everyone happy, but
Hmm.
I've had really good officers. My brother helps me. My his fiance Techno and Mage You Smile,
Hmm.
and then even people that formed Purge. Um, Dia was one of my officers before. She was
Hmm.
really good. Kaz was one of my officers before. He was really good.
Hmm.
I've talked to a Eternit on a lot of issues and just cooperating with the other GMs and stuff to make things happen for your guild.
Hmm.
As long as you have a good reputation with them and you help each other out, then they kind of do the same in return.
Cool, man. Now, is this something that the GM, the guild leaders do once in a while? Get together and talk and kind of
Yeah, there's
collaborate? Or?
discords. I mean, there's discords where they're talking and behind the scenes that people don't see, and
Hmm.
a lot of these what people don't realize. A lot of these GMs put in a lot of work and a lot of thought into you know the rules they make or how they're going to do things.
Hmm.
There's definitely a lot of conversation and a lot of thought process that goes behind those things. So I think for the most part, people are understanding of all the hard work that the GMs put in and officers, because it is a lot of work and a lot of time consuming conversations. But yeah, we have channels and stuff where we can talk to each other or whisper each other if we have an issue or something like that.
Sure, man. That's pretty awesome because, um, I could never be an officer or a guild. I don't envy you guys' job or whatever you call it, but just thinking about that, it's just I couldn't do it, man. I mean, first, I don't know if I have the the proper attitude to even tell anybody what to do or ask somebody what to do. If I do, I probably tell them the wrong thing and end up fucking shit up. So part of that is I'm kind of scared of being an officer, or I mean, it's not like, I have the opportunity that got brought. It's not like the opportunity got brought up that people ask me to be an officer like that. It's just like I'm like, I couldn't do that. I couldn't do anything like that unless being an officer, meaning that you sit around and doing nothing. I mean, sure, I could do that.
Yeah, I think people get asked to be officers when you know other officers or the GM notice that their intentions are good and they're trying to help the guild in an overall sense. And I think the number one thing to remember when you're trying to be an officer is to worry about what's best for the guild, not necessarily yourself.
Hmm.
And that's the hard part. Obviously, everybody wants the best gear. Everybody wants, and then when you get in a position of power, you kind of have the power to change things like that for your benefit. But if
Sure.
as long as you're doing it to help everyone else, good things will come to you, and people will start respecting you for that. And it's just, you have when you get power, you're kind of responsible for the other members in your guild, and they look up to you to help them, and that's just what your position is to help everyone and to set up. I mean, the stronger your guild is, or the more organized, the better your guild's gonna do.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. There's I'm definitely in those situations where I wanted to ask something that is really just just out of the blue. I can't, if Eternit is not online, I would ask our officer. And you mentioned Kaz being in your former officer. Was he an officer in your guild?
Yeah, him and Dia were an officer in my guild.
Okay, that yeah, he's an officer in Purge now. You probably know that already.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, whenever if and he is the healer officer, and I think yeah, he's the class healer. I think of
No,
he,
he's very reasonable. He's very smart. I the way I lead my guild is I ask a lot of questions to my officers. I want everyone's opinion to be voiced, and then I kind of make a decision.
Mhm.
He always had really good opinions and good advice to give, especially to like leadership role.
Yeah,
Uh,
he's very sharp.
yeah, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So do you mind sharing what happened when, or if you don't want to talk about it, that's fine. With Kaz.
Um, I think one day Scarab just split off and formed Purge
Mm-hmm.
with the Turnit. I'm still good friends with the Turnit,
Mm-hmm.
but you know, I I don't know exactly their reasons for wanting to leave.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I think we were going through a rough time in our guild. We were losing people. They probably didn't agree with some of the calls that were made.
Sure.
And then Dia was dating a Turnit. I kind of expected her to go
Mm-hmm.
to Purge, but I didn't expect Kaz to go.
Okay.
But I think it was just the position our guild was in at the moment, and we were going through a rough patch. We've gone through a lot of rough patches, even though we've been around this whole time. We've had a lot of losses. We've lost a lot of these players that are in other guilds that are really geared or really good.
Sure. Yeah.
We've had them in Wasabi before, and we've lost them, or you know, we've gone through a lot of loss in Wasabi, but we've always came through, and we've always survived. So
Now, to avoid this kind of situation again happening, what are you guys trying to like change things up, or do you guys talk about it on just the part that let's see what we did wrong, and what happened, and let's change
yeah,
it up.
we're always talking about improvement, learning from our mistakes and stuff. I think most of the losses that we experienced, I mean, purge forming and splitting off a scarab was kind of one of it kind of affected the whole server,
I see.
um,
Yeah.
because you know they were the number one guild at one point, and
Mm-hmm.
then they kind of just reformed under another name.
Mm-hmm.
um, but yeah, I mean that kind of stuff doesn't happen often. um, I've I haven't lost many players over the past few months. We've been pretty good about that.
That's good.
Yeah, I mean it's just we people move for different reasons, and I think everything's been solid ever since that happened. It sucked to see them go because they're good players and stuff, and you know they had started in BWL with us and then moved, but it was definitely a big loss when we lost them just because they were officers.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
But
Yeah.
we've recovered. Me, Techno, and Mage kind of became the only officers for a while just to get it stabilized again, and then we've recently promoted a few other officers
Mm-hmm.
um, to help out with the workload and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Now, is being a GM, guild leader, is everything, uh, is your job, um, pretty much everything like bank, or raid leading, or
I tried to.
kind of like Momo situation where he did everything in his own, and the,
I try to put people in positions that I feel like they excel in.
mm-hmm.
So like if I have good priests or something, or someone that is good at like for example, Kaz is a good you know raid healer
Mm-hmm.
lead. So you would put someone in position as a raid heal lead. So like I have Floki Mock. He does my sushi raid healing. He manages all the healers. I have Dalros. He's my main tank, and he's been taking a more active role in leading the raids and stuff, and doing the loot stuff like that. So I'll pass off responsibilities like that to people that I trust, and I do have most of the guild banks just because It's either me, my brother, or his fiance. I have most of the guild banks, but I keep them on a classic guild bank. Everybody can see what's in there.
Oh, cool.
If anyone needs anything, they can message me, and I'm pretty good about distributing whatever's needed from there.
That's awesome, man. Considering that Scarab and Wasabi, who was first to be in? Was it Scarab first or you guys?
Scarab was
Was
first.
first, okay, but still on this kind of prolonged, um, being in your guild now, being in Wasabi now, you tend to just manage to keep everyone in without having, you mentioned you had some issues, but you guys haven't disbanded yet, so you probably kept your guild longer than Scarab now, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I created the guild when I was level like 15 or so,
Mm-hmm.
and at first we were small. We had like five solid members that just played together all the time. But when Scarab disbanded, we absorbed a lot of their players.
Mm-hmm.
I've actively, try to recruit more players, and then Utopia, we've absorbed Utopia's 60s now, so we have quite a few members.
Oh, so Wasabi was kind of newer then after you said that after Scarab was disbanded, and
Uh,
or
Still around, but we didn't have as many players.
oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, so we were still around, but we never had a lot of players. Now we have over 400 guild members. I don't know how many are active, but we have quite a few. Um, and we have enough to do 2 raids now. So I mean, before we were definitely a smaller guild, but we've grown into a much larger guild now.
That's cool, man. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. We finally got to just chat. I've been working on some stuff. That's why I haven't been kind of contacting people to talk. And
Cool that you're doing a podcast. I think it's pretty sweet.
yeah, man. And I need to keep up on it. I get into this habit where I focus on something. I find something to do and I focus on it and I wouldn't quit. And then just that kind of overlaps on what I'm doing and it kind of affects it. Like,
My tunnel vision.
yeah. So in this couple of months, I've been working on my rating on my speed limit, almost rank 11. I just want my mount at level 59, and I have 1 bar left to level 60, so I can't do any more Alterac Valley, or else I'm gonna level. And just I noticed that you don't get a lot of honor level 59 and 60. You get pretty decent, where you do a few Alterac Valley and you get a lot of honor points, and you gain a lot of rank in the next week. Is where on my level 59, I think you have to like 2 weeks or something before you can even rank to 10 or 9 or something like that. But I'm still kind of confused on how it works. And do you PvP at all? Have you paid attention to like our ranking mechanism and process? And
Yeah, I know a little bit.
yeah.
I do it for fun. I haven't not tried to reach a certain level yet
Hmm.
because I'm so busy raiding and stuff all the time. But
Sure, yeah.
I know that strength has like brackets stacking, and like they have like pool parties that help with like boosting.
Hmm.
So strength might be somewhere one of the GMs of strength you talk to, because I know they set up um, like who's gonna be in what bracket and who's gonna get the next rank the next week and
Hmm.
all that. And they keep an eye on that, and they kind of manage how much honor you have to get and stuff like that.
Somebody mentioned the system too. I think it has something to do after you rank 11, and you should get into the system and you talk to him or something like that. But my plan was just staying at rank 11, so I can just get my mount and keep PvPing at level 59 with Warsong and Arathi Basin, and hopefully own people. But I find that even if I got pretty good gear, some classes out there just kind of overpowers my rogue, and maybe I'm not playing rogue well enough. And sometimes I notice that I'm really unskillful when it comes to my rogue. I mean, really.
Well, I know they run like pre-made groups and stuff, and even if it's just rank 11, I'm pretty sure that they're controlling who's getting bumped up to rank 11 because they're doing like pool parties to increase the amount of people that can hit the next bracket.
Mm-hmm.
And they have all that under control. I know that, so I would definitely talk to them if that's your goal, just to see if you can do something with them.
Yeah, maybe if I if I don't rank up this week, this is hoping that this is my last week to kind of grind my honor, and I'm gonna wait until see where I'm at, and if I still need more, maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll talk to him. And I do know Ushaka, and he's one of the members in Strength, and a couple of people here actually gotten hold of his Strength on I had the experience of working with them when it comes to the whole system and ranking. So I mean, I'm still learning with the PvP system. I'm still trying to figure it out. It's like I looked it up, and it's saying that it's certain percent of players gets rank 11, and only a small amount of persons just get rank 14, and I don't know. It's so confusing.
And the Strength is the one with the list for that. So like they're like they know who's trying to get rank 14. They know who's trying to get ranked 13, and they kind of keep a list, and everyone makes sure that they're below a certain honor and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I have some people in my guild that have hit Warlord. It took them a few weeks just to get there. So
just do it from rank 12 to 13. Just a few weeks.
It would take them like 3 weeks or something, 4 weeks sometimes.
And
rank.
And were they in the system?
Yeah. I think you kind of have to be at this point because they run so many people.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. And
otherwise, playing against them, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and avoid. There's a term for it. What is that? Like over honor or something like that. I forgot what it's called. But if it's when you reach certain honor, and if you went over it,
honor cap
or honor. What the hell is that term? I forgot. Let me ask my guild. What is that term? This is fully edited, by the way, so it's nothing. The search is not gonna be. It's just gonna be like. It seems like my search was like my typing was like really fast when I edit this, so people are gonna be impressed. What is that term when you overcap honor system? Let's see. Yeah, this is one of my thing. I always forget words. Breaking bracket. There we go.
Yeah, I mean breaking. Yeah, that's a bad thing when it comes to the system because they try to avoid that as much as possible. That's why they have the system so no one breaks the bracket, and it would affect them moving on to the next level.
Sure, yeah, and it. I seen a lot of players too that after they rank 13 or 14, they would kill a civilian that are below level, so they can get dishonorable systems, so their honor would go down quickly. So removes them. It removes them from that bracket so that other people could level.
I haven't seen that yet.
I
See,
think,
that would be a mid maxi thing to do.
yeah, because I think I know a few people that did that, and that kind of
That would make
explained it.
sense. Yeah, that would make sense to drop them out of the bracket, uh, and make room for another person.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So,
Also, the pool parties, they'll create a level 1 and they get 15 honorable kills, so it makes the population greater and
hmm
creates another spot in that bracket.
yeah, it's pretty cool. And yeah, that's insane because I do not remember anything like that back in vanilla, man. Because
Back
everything,
now, it was like 3 months, 4 months to get Warlord, stuff like that. So it definitely saves people time. I mean, who would want to grind it out normally like that anyway? And plus, if you're fighting against each other, it could last forever.
yeah, yeah, it's insane. I back then too, like I that was pretty crazy. Like thinking about it now, because I had no when I started playing in vanilla, I had no idea that there's even like ranking system. We PvP'd and that's all there was to it. And I remember when I joined my first war song and getting all my tokens. I didn't know what to do with it, so my cousin was actually played first and explained to me. He took me to that war song area to buy and trade with the tokens, because back then, this pre-patch whole thing that they did for vanilla for classic was, I don't know if you remember, but you get to spend your tokens trade with an item plus gold. So that was a thing back then. They completely removed it because they just wanted to keep the current working, quote unquote working patch when they released classic.
Yeah, I remember that. I have a few people that are really into PvPing, like True Steel, Mink Skin, Bacardi Ba, who's now in Strength. He was one of our guildies. He hit at Warlord. But yeah, we have a couple people in the guild that really like PvPing. We have like Damo and yeah, True Steel, Minx. Minx was one of the first Warlords, I believe.
hmm Minx was like
Yeah,
High Warlord, or
Minx Kin. I think he only went for Warlord because it took. I mean, it burned him out. He did it before the bracket stacking and everything. So
sure. Yeah. A lot of people don't go for High Warlord because of the weapons that aren't really that good.
well, that and then it takes an extra like 3 weeks or so to just get there.
Jeez. Yeah, that's the thing about even ranking my guy to 11. It's taking forever, man. I can't do it anymore. It's not healthy for me, and trying to just queue AV. But now I can't really do AV anymore. So just on my main, I'm working on to getting exalted now. But yeah, I do honestly think that when you start working on ranking, man, it takes time. That's all there is to it. You have to be constantly PvPing or killing uh, other factions with getting honors. And
Absolutely, it's a
the
lot of
hard
time.
yeah, that's the hardest part, is you can't kill that uh the same character, the same person over and over, because it has a diminishing return. And it's I think the best way to do is BGs and AVs with lots of Altair Valley. And thankfully that this Altair Valley weekend, and it's pretty fast queue. I mean, not as fast as Alliance, as I heard, because it only takes them like what, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or something like that. Was that accurate?
Yeah, something like that.
I'm so jealous.
Our queues take forever. It's kind of crazy. I was lucky to do the AV rep when it first launched and we're getting small queues.
Mhm.
I can't imagine waiting, 2 hours to get in an AV.
Mhm. So man, what's the plan now with this whole AQ thing? What's your guys' goal on finishing it up? That the same day that you're gonna that you're gonna get in, or a certain boss you're gonna stop, or are you guys ready for your nature's resistance gear? Are you guys planning to farm more or?
Well, we still need some nature resist gear. I definitely plan on going as far as we can in there. Um, we'll see how it goes.
Mhm.
It's definitely I heard from what I've read and what I've looked up. First four bosses are you should be able to clear if you've been clearing BWO,
Mhm.
and then the last four bosses is kind of where it separates,
Mhm.
you know, the guilds and stuff and clearing it. So
Mhm.
I don't know if we'll clear it all on the first day. Hopefully we will. I'm setting aside a whole day of clearing for that. Um, for BWL, I only let one day for BWL, and we cleared it slower than other guilds. But
Mhm.
this time, I'm gonna kind of allot more time to try to clear AQ40.
Mhm.
And I've been buying up greater nature protection potions and poison resist potions and all this stuff
Mhm.
to try to keep us prepared. So I think we're pretty prepared. But we'll see when AQ comes out. It's definitely a hard instance, and I mean, I eventually we will clear it. It's just we'll see how we do the first night.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun, man. I can't even wait for it to get in there. But like I said, I couldn't be a part of the main raider because I stepped down and didn't want to have that. That I mean, I could farm the stuff that I need, but I just didn't. I just don't think that I have the well, what's the word I'm looking for? The time or the commitment. And as for now, I'm just gonna be doing BWL and helping other players to get them started on AQ40.
Yeah,
So
I'm I'm happy I'm going for Scarab Lord just because I think it's gonna get my guild involved more in doing all the sit the list quests and all that and getting ready for AQ.
yeah,
Uh,
man.
and then it's just gonna make them collaborate a little more just to hopefully get that quest done.
hmm Yeah, man. And are you guys gonna get um the Zandalari potions as well when it comes to the poison
Yeah, I
boss?
think
Yep.
a few of us already talked about that. And we're gonna try to get everything we can together.
hmm
I think it's you can only carry one at a time, so
Yep.
um, it's worth having. But you're going in there, you're gonna probably wipe a few times.
hmm
Every guild might, just because the fights require more um, understanding of what you're actually doing in there. So
Oh yeah, yeah,
you
definitely.
might not have it for certain fights, but I know a lot of these guilds are going in there prepped to the teeth with a lot of consumables. So we plan on doing the same.
Yeah, and from what I heard too, I'd rather um go against Veil like 10 times than having to deal with that poison boss. I mean, Veil is pretty easy now, so you get your flow going. Like everybody knows what to do. I think it's something that's gonna be new for everybody, and it's gonna
Yeah,
be
it's gonna be
it's
fun.
gonna be fun at the same time though. So
Of course, clearing new content's always fun.
yeah. So what do you think of the next page for classic? Do you think they're gonna go for TBC or just classic plus? Obviously, I think a lot of people already know what's gonna happen, but what's your hope in case they change their mind?
Um, well, with what we've seen in this is that people kind of get bored if nothing new's coming out. So I'm assuming eventually they'll come out with TBC,
Mhm.
um, just to keep the subscriptions going and the people here. Because otherwise, people get bored of. I would hope they would wait a little longer than they did when they first released Nax, because it didn't give many guilds the opportunity to clear it like you would,
Mhm.
um, the first time around. So I would hope they would wait a little longer to release TBC.
Mhm. Yeah. The next after this, because after AQ, it's gonna be next, right?
Right.
Yep. So.
Yeah, and that's my goal is I want Wasabi to stick around till the long term. I mean, it's full of good people. We've really built it on like community over, you know, we have some min maxi players, but you know, we still get the job done.
Mhm.
Uh, up until a few weeks ago, we had a really bad clear time. I think our clear times are affected by how we do loot too.
Mhm.
But we definitely stepped up our game, and we've been clearing it a little faster every week. And we've also been really unlucky on weapon drops. We haven't had many weapon drops in BWL.
Oh no. Did you guys get Ash Candy yet, or
We only have one,
one?
and we got it 2 weeks ago.
Oh shit. That's
And we've
tough, man.
been clearing it since the second week. So we've just been very unlucky. We only have one shadow flame staff, and that was sold a few weeks ago too.
Well, maybe this episode will get you some, some luck power or something. So maybe,
I
you
think
know.
we used a lot of our luck when we got T-Boos on the server first.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Saving that for that, huh?
Yeah,
You
we
have
we
to.
used it all there.
Yeah, have to. But yeah, man. I think we knocked out almost an hour here. It's an hour exactly. But yeah, this was the conversation, dude. It's nothing, research or profound like that. I just go on by asking random things. I didn't even know what I want to ask, and it just kept me going. And it's pretty interesting it's always been interesting talking to a guild leader, especially it's one of the ones that are still out here, and hoping that you guys are should. I mean, from the sound of it, seems like you guys are gonna be staying for a long time, and you have. It sounds like you guys have pretty good players that's in your guild, pretty good officers. It sounds really promising.
Yeah. Everybody in my guild's been great. I get a lot of support. I got a lot of good officers and stuff like that.
Mhm.
We got a lot of spicy people.
So, do you have anything else that you wanted to mention before we
No, man. Just I'm glad Wasabi got to represent in your podcast.
Mhm.
And if anybody has any questions for me or anything like that, you could always message Tectonic. Um, but yeah, I appreciate you having us. And
And are you guys recruiting at all, or
we're always
what do you?
recruiting. Right now, I would definitely like some priests. Um, in Wasabi, if any priests want to join, you could whisper Tectonic. But we're always accepting all classes. We always find a spot for you if you're looking to raid, if you're consistent. Um, we we have two raids going. I liked I liked as a leader to have the responsibility of finding raid spots for everyone that wants to raid. So if I have multiple members that are sitting on the bench, I try to create another raid. Or
Mhm.
but I hold that as a responsibility as a GM, is to find everyone a spot and make sure everyone's getting to do what they want, whether it's the content or PvPing or whatever they want to do.
Yeah, that's cool, man. If there's like somebody out there who wants to just take a look at you guys' guild quickly, do you guys have like a website, or can they go
I
join
don't have
your?
a website. Everything's posted on my Discord. So if you message Tectonic or mail Tectonic, I'll give you the link to the Discord, and you're more than welcome to check out all our rules and just anything or even talk to some of the members if you're interested.
That's cool, man. All right, man. It's nice talking to you, dude. It's nice meeting you.
All right, man. Thanks.
Yep. See ya.